this video we are going to study about some Python problems. Like first of the problem is write a function that takes a number and returns a list of its digits. So like for example we have 2342 as a input. So then we have to output a list that is having each element of the number as a different element of a list. So in this case what would be the solution is we will define a function num2list and pass in a number as an argument, and then what we are doing is here we are just simply converting each element. First we will convert the number into a string, so that way we can easily convert it into a different elements, right? So first of all we will convert it into a string, then we will iterate through each element and convert each element into integer, and we will put into a list. So that way this is list comprehension method, and this way we can do the task, right? We say we have passed it 2 2 3 to 4 as a number here, and the output is 2 comma 2 comma 3 comma 2 comma 4. Every number of the given number is separated, right? Now in our second problem, uh, write function that add, subtract and multiply two numbers in their digit list representation, and return a new digit list. If you are ambitious, you can implement Karatsuba multiplication, and let's see how we can do it. What we have to do, we are being given two numbers, right? uh, okay. uh, then we will have to do addition, subtraction and multiplication. We can definitely we can do these three operations simply, like plus with plus operation and minus operation and multiply operation, but this is not the task. What we have to do, uh, we have to separate the numbers into a list, and then we have to operate is as a as we simply do addition. Like in our notebooks we do simple application 1 plus 2 3, then the second number we get that way we have to do. We will see further how we will be doing that. Okay. So in order to, what will be the prototype of the of our program, what we will be doing, we will be taking first input, right, then second input, then we will supply a command. What we have to do, whether we have to do addition, multiplication or subtraction, we will give the command, and then we will define the all the three commands: addition command, subtraction command and multiplication command, and whatever the command is, it will go to that particular command and it will execute the result. So first of all, what we are going to do in the addition module, like we are having the number 1 4 2 3 4 5 and the number 2 1 0 3 4 1. So as you can see here, like we just simply do as in our notebook, we will be doing in the same way right here. Okay, like 5 plus 6 and 4 plus 4 8, 3 plus 3 6, 4 and 2 and 0 2, 4 and 1 5. So this is the way what we are doing. We will iterate through each element and add accordingly. Number 1 will be separated like this in the list 1, and number 2 will be separated in the list 2 like this, and corresponding elements should be, and corresponding element from the left should be iterated and added, right? So this way we can do. Similarly, we will be doing subtraction module. We will move from left to right and left to right. Then we will doing there are two possibilities here. Both of the numbers may not be the same length, right? It is also possible that the second number or the first number is smaller than the other number, right? So in that case also be included. And what we have to do when we get a carry, so we will be dealing with that. Here for the multiply we are using Karatsuba multiplication method. Okay, we are not we simply use the multiplication method as as in our daily use. We won't be using that because that is having the time complexity of order of n square. So that is a high time, worst case complexity is very high, so we won't be using that. So the the Karatsuba multiplication algorithm simply decreases the time complexity. That's why we prefer that one. Okay, so the similar way we will be doing this one. So we will be seeing how Karatsuba algorithm works. Like for example, we say we have a number 1, 2, 3, 4. So how we can write this? We can write is 12 into 100 plus 34. This is the same number 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And 12 into 10 power 2 plus 34. So similarly, any number can be written in this way. What is the 10 to the power 2 representing here? It is 2. The power 2 here written is the length of the number divided by 2. That is the half of the length of the number, right? So simply like here we are having two numbers for multiplication, x and y. So x can be written as a into 10 to the power n by 2 plus b, where n is the length of number, and similarly y can be written in the same way. Like we are having two numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8. So we will divide both of the numbers in half, and like 12 is assigned to A, 34 is assigned to B, 56 is assigned to C, 78 is assigned to D, right? So how we can write this into x into y? Like from here we will put together after multiplying them, like here after we opened it into the brackets, and like we can say a plus b into c plus d is ac plus ad plus bc plus bd, and we are having ad plus bc here. So in order to, we do not have to multiply this and further calculation, so that our calculation should be reduced. We are just substituting ad plus bc here with this one, a plus b into c plus d minus ac minus bd, and we just simply put this one in this equation, like as in, and we get the final equation. So this equation will give us the final result of x into y. Although it seems quite uh, unfamiliar and quite unusual, but this is the way, and this way we can reduce the time complexity. And although that's the time complexity is not reduced a lot, but after all it's reduced, so that's even much better. So what is the time complexity of Karatsuba algorithm? So it is order of n power log base 2 3, that is order of n 1.585, right? In comparison to simple multiplication, that is order of n square. So how we will be computing multiplication with the help of Karatsuba algorithm? So as you can see, like we are having, as you can see, we have divided the numbers into 4 halves. We will calculate first of all a into c, then b into d, then a plus b into b plus d in the 3 steps, and then we will just simply minus, that is 6164 minus 2652 minus 672, that is 2840, and then 627, and this we will see how we'll deal with this one. This is basically the formula like we have studied here, these powers of 10 and half powers of 10, how we will multiplying that. This is basically the same thing, the number of zeros here. This is the basically the implementation of the final formula, right? So we will see how we'll be doing that. So as you can see, the time complexity of Karatsuba algorithm is order of n power 1.585 as compared to simple multiplication, that is order of n square, right? Now we will be implementing our first program. So let's see how we will be doing that. So print num2 list this way, and we will be passing out the number whatever you like. Okay, so now we will be defining the function def num2 list and passing the number here. Now list it we will be doing this way. So int of x for x in string of number, and then we will finally return list. Let's see. So as you can see, we have got 1 2 3 3 3 4 3, and this is the right number here, as you can see. Okay, so what I have done here is we just iterate through each element of the string of the number, not the number. We cannot iterate through a number, but we cannot we can iterate through a string of a number. So that's why I iterate through each number and make it as an integer and put it into a list. So this is the thing what I have done here. You can use a loop here, but I have used a list comprehension method, so there is more clear and present more clarity here. Now in our second program, we will see how we will be doing that. As I have shown you earlier, in this one we will first take input 1, input 2, and then as we have defined this function previously, we have just done it in the previous problem, so we will be using this one here, right? So here we have converted the first number u and the second number t into a list of numbers that is called num a and num b. Then we will as of the PPT, we have defined the various steps. So in the third step, we have said that we will be defining the function about what we have to do. So this is simply we are getting input, a string input, what we have to do about, right? So either it is add, subtract or multiply. There will be 3 commands. If you put any out of this command, so it will give an invalid input, right? So this basically displays the number here. So in this method, the first method we will be defining is add. In this method, as I have told you earlier, that we are having different cases, like the number may not be the same, the number may differ in length, and there are 2 or 3 possibilities there. Though the main 2 possibilities are that the number may be equal in length and may be not equal in length. So the first case is taken in this if one, and the second case, if the length of the numbers are different, the second one is taken in this one, right? Then after that, how we will if simply if the length of both of the numbers are same, so that what we have to do is just iterate from left each element of both list and add accordingly. And if there is any carry, so we will add that. Initially we will take carry as 0, right? Just like as we do simple addition, we take initially carry as 0, so we have taken as carry as initially, like here is this one, we have initially taken as 0, and the sum list here as defined, we will put our output in the sum list. So initially the carry will be 0, and the first number from left is taken on the list 1 and the list 2 both, and added and put in the sum variable. So we will, after that we will check if the sum is greater than or equal to 10. If the sum is greater than or equal to 10, that means there is a carry generated there, so we have to deal with the carry. So what we will be doing, this simply a percent with 10, there what we will do is it will remove 1, it will remove 1 from the number, right? And we will put carry as 1. Carry cy is the carry here, carry variable, and we will put carry as 1 if the sum is not greater than or equal to 10. The sum is less than 10, so there is no carry generated. The number is simple, though no carry is generated, so we simply put cy equals to 0, and after we are done here, so that we insert the sum in the sum list. So this is the simple case when we are dealing with the equal length of number. Now let's see what happens if the list are of different sizes. So as you can see here, like this one, the first list is of 1 2 3 4 5 6 length. The length of first list is 6 and the length of second list is 4. They are not equal. So what we will be doing here, we will be still be iterating from the leftmost element to the rightmost element, but here in this case we will in the first list, as we can see, there are smaller numbers in the second list and more numbers in the first list, so we will be iterating only to the numbers until here only, until 8. After that we will be, if there is any carry after adding 8 plus 9, so we will be adding to that 1, and further all the left element will be carried as it is, right? So as we can see, here is 8 or 4 is 12, so one carry generated here. So 9 and 3 is again 12, and 13 with one carry, 3 one carry generated again. So 7 and 7 14, and 1 8 15, and one carry 16, again one carry. 9 and 8 is 17, and one carry 18, again one carry. So 3 and 9, 9 and 1 is 10, one carry, that is 4. So this way we have done this one. Now let's see how we will be implementing this one. So if the lengths are not equal, we will move from the leftmost element of both list, and as we have done earlier here, so this is the same way, but only up to the smaller number of elements in the, whether the list 1 or list 2, whichever list is it is, we will only be adding up to the smaller number of elements, right? After that we will simply carry forward the same number of elements, or if there is any carry we will be adding it accordingly. So until here we are adding just simply the numbers as we have done earlier, as we have done in the when the numbers are same. So this is the clear. After this one, if the length of, there are two possibilities, if it is a length of list 1 is greater or length of list 2 is greater. If the length of list 1 is greater, so we have to move in the list 1, and if there is any carry we will add it further here, right? And if there is not, so we will simply not be adding, right? So this way, and this if the length of second list is greater than the first list, so is the just opposite of this one. So whatever it is, wherever it is A, there will be a B, wherever there is a B there will be a, just the opposite. There is nothing changed here, right? So we will simply be putting it this way. So now let's see our multiplication module, how we will be implementing our multiplication module. So the Karatsuba algorithm we will be using here, right? So let's see we will be first of the passing the numbers directly. We don't need the list here to carry the multiplication out. So in this one we will be directly passing the numbers only, right? So we have passed the number here. So first of all we will be checking if the length of any of the number, either x or y, is 1. So we will simply return the x into y. So there is no need to calculate it further in the Karatsuba. There is no need of Karatsuba algorithm in that case. The need is further if the length of both of the numbers greater than 1. So then what we will be doing? First of all, now as I've told you earlier that the one in the presentation, that one's for only even numbers, even length of numbers. So now we have to implement for both even and odd length of the integer. For that what we are doing is we will take first of the greater one length of the any string, whether it is x or y, or which one is having the greater in length, we will take the 1 and divide it by 2, and we will take the greatest integer function. Math.ceil is nothing but a greatest integer function. We will take the GIF of n by 2 and put it into m. Then finally this one xh, x1, yh and y1 are basically the division of two numbers, right? Xh and x1 are the division of x, yh and y1 are the division of y into halves, or if it's odd then in say 5, so it will be divided into 3 and 2, this one like this, right? And after that is the basic multiplication here. This is the final formula that we are expecting, right? And these are the 4 steps that we have to do, as we have I have already shown in the presentation. right? Xh and YH, Y1 and X1, and right. So these are the basically the division multiplication, as I told you in the steps, right? Finally, we will return the final formula x into y, as I've told you in the presentation, and it will simply result the list. Okay. Now in our subtraction module, we will be putting our subtraction in the sub list, and the sub is the each subtraction we will be putting in sub, and BW is basically the borrow we will be taking, right? We cannot divide, we cannot subtract 5 from we cannot like subtract 5 minus 6, right? We cannot subtract 6 5 minus from 5, that is not possible, so we have to borrow 10 from the previous number, so that is what is called borrow. Like we use carry in the addition, we use borrow in the subtraction. So in this one, so again, as in the subtraction module, as in the addition module, we are having 3 cases. Like we are having the same length of input, or we are the input 1 is smaller than the input 2, and the third case is input 1 is greater than the input 3. So in similar way, the subtraction module, we are having the same 3 cases. We will be dealing with them. First of all, we have defined the basic subtraction function. What we will be doing in this one, like we have done in the subtraction addition module, we will be doing in the same way. The only difference we will be seeing here is, we will see in further. First of all, we will be moving from left to right as we move in the addition module, right? And first case here is the upper number will be greater than the lower number. If this is the case, so then there is nothing to worry about. You can just simply add, you can just simply subtract the lower number from the upper number. There is no problem in that, and just insert it into the list, and there is no borrow, right? After that, the possibility here is that maybe the upper number is smaller than the lower number, so we will take a borrow of 10, right? And we will implement the subtraction in the same way as we have done earlier. Further, this subtraction we will be put into the sublist, right? And we will, what we will do here is, after taking borrow, we will the number we have taken borrow, we have to reduce 1 from that, right? Like as we do in the simple subtraction, and we will put borrow as 1 and finally return the borrow, right? So the first case is the length of the both of number are the same, so there is no problem there. So if u is greater than t, so simply subtract num a minus num a from num b, list a list b, and if the u is less than t, so then simply subtract num b from num a. So just swap, we have just swapped the we are basically here, as in the subtraction function, we are dealing with the first num a we are considering as the greater list and num b as the smaller list, so we have just simply swapped. So if num a is smaller than num b, so we have put it in the second place, so that it goes there into second place, right? So we just swapped it. The second case is that we are having the different length of both of the lists. So again, there is two cases. The first case is if the length of first list is greater than the second list, or if the length of second list is greater than the first list. So in this case, it is simply just the opposite of this one. This else if statement is just opposite of the upper one, right here. So we just need to do this one. So first of all, as we have done in the addition module, we just pass only the equal number of elements in the function, right? So we will be simply doing here the same thing. We just pass only the we don't pass on the complete lists. we just pass the equal number of elements of the both list until it's equal, and rest of are considered after that, right? So as we can see here is we have the passed only the few elements only the equal in number of the list of numb, right? Not the complete list of num a. We just pass few elements only here, like as you can see here, right? Okay. Then it will return if the borrow is there, it will return in borrow. Is not there, so it will just simply bw equals to 0 is return, right? So after that the left element of list 1 num a, and for each in num a minus length of num b minus 1 up to minus 1, we are decreasing each element by minus 1. That is basically means we are the left elements of list a, num a, we are just putting in the sub list if it is there. If the borrow is 1, then we have to subtract minus 1 from it, and then borrow equals to 0, and then the rest of the element just we simply insert, right? And this is just the opposite. I hope you understand all of the function, and just let's just implement it right now. So let's run this. So we are just entering the first number, the second number, and we are supplying the command, that is add. So we get the number 8511 as the addition of 874 and 76737, right? The same way we just multiply the first number and the second number, so we get the result as multiply. So we will first supply the command multiply. Okay, so this is the multiplication of the both of the numbers. So now subtraction module, first number is like 43478, and this one, let's say unequal, right? And subtract. So this is the subtraction, right? So this way we can do this one. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. So that's all for this